This tiny animal is the most aggressive in the world. When we say aggressive, the first thing that probably comes to mind is a lion hunting for food or even a bull-headed hippopotamus defending its baby. But size isn't everything, and sometimes the deadliest animal can be surprisingly small. Sure, the Tasmanian Devil looks cute and cuddly, but they are far from pleasant and friendly. They can get vicious and competitive over food, and boy, do you not want to mess with them when they're hungry. They're called the devil for a reason. Today, these guys are a bit of an icon for Australia, but that hasn't always been the case. Tasmanian devils were considered a nuisance by early European settlers because they would raid their poultry. Soon enough, the settlers came up with a bounty scheme to completely remove them, along with getting rid of Tasmanian tigers and wild dogs from their properties. It was 25 cents for male devils and 35 cents for female devils. That might not sound like a lot, but it is the modern-day equivalent of $7 and $10. Well, that still isn't a lot, but it was something back then. So it's easy to see who named them. It was the European settlers. Tasmanian devils, when threatened, bare their teeth, lunge, and emit a screeching, blood-curdling scream that if you heard them at night, you'd be sure you were in hell. Due to the bounty, Tasmanian devils were hunted nearly to extinction until they were protected by law in 1941. Their oversized heads have incredible jaws that open up to 80 degrees wide and deliver a surprisingly strong bite. They have a bite force that can get through a thick metal wire. If you ever come across even a baby devil, you might want to keep your fingers to yourself because they can cause some damage. They even have unique teeth. At first glance, it looks like a dog's, and they have the same number of teeth, 42. But a devil's teeth can grow continuously throughout its life. Tasmanian devils span about 30 inches in length and weigh 26 pounds, but they are still the world's largest carnivorous marsupials. Marsupials are mammals that carry their young in a pouch like kangaroos. But this one only eats meat. They hunt birds, snakes, even smaller kangaroos. They put those powerful jaws to good use, sinking their teeth pretty much into anything that moves. Or doesn't move in some cases. Yeah, these guys also sometimes scavenge and feast on dead animals and even gnaw through bones. And if you thought that was excessive, these guys also fall asleep inside their prey's bodies so they can wake up and continue eating. It sounds gruesome, but funnily enough, this actually helps keep areas hygienic and free from blowfly maggots. And Tasmanian devils aren't the only tiny powerhouses in the world. Though less aggressive, some other small animals can pack quite a punch, literally. The Mantis Shrimp holds the coveted mini-weight boxing title of the animal world. It's a cigar-sized shrimp with front claws that can deliver a 60-mile-per-hour punch, which is equivalent to the speed of a bullet leaving a gun. These are ruthless killers. Even if they happen to miss, just the shockwave will kill their prey. The Mantis Shrimp uses this technique to slice their prey into pieces, which is pretty handy when you think about it. Their limbs strike so fast that the water around them can boil and light up from the heat. There's your meal all diced and cooked for you in seconds. Back on land, the assassin bug is not one to be messed with either. That name is not an exaggeration. These bugs literally lie in wait for prey, and once they've locked in their meal for the day, escape is impossible. The bug catches the prey and pierces it with a stinger, paralyzing it. Now, the good news is, if you're ever trekking in the Amazon, you'll spot them pretty easily. They are bright red with narrow necks, curved appendages, and sturdy bills. They typically hide in the barks of trees and feed on the beetles and larvae that live there. The bad news is, if it bites you, at best, you'll get a severe allergic reaction. And at worst, you'll get the Chagas disease. The scary thing about that is some people don't even know they have Chagas because symptoms present very late. But when they do happen, symptoms include headaches, difficulty breathing, chest pains, and sometimes even death. Yeah, if you see these bright red bugs, run the other way. Bullet ants are another Amazonian bug to look out for. This powerful species of ants has a sting that feels like you've been shot. Victims have described the pain as instantaneous and radiating from the spot of the bite in continuous waves throughout the body. So imagine that, but stretched out over 24 hours. During that time, the affected area will have temporary paralysis, and you'd be shaking uncontrollably. Some victims suffer headaches and high fever too. It won't kill you, but it won't make you strong either. There are zero lasting side effects, but you still don't want to mess with it. Like the Tasmanian devil, the slow loris can look cute too until you try to cuddle these primates. These guys can produce a toxin near their elbows that gets transferred to their mouths while licking, and if they bite you, that toxin can cause a severe allergic reaction. Most people might suffer a swelling, but if left untreated, it can easily turn fatal. Are you rethinking ever going close to a cute animal ever again? This video has pretty much proven that looks can be deceiving. This is the most true with the blue-ringed octopus, a beautiful, fascinating marine creature with a poison that can kill 20 humans. They grow to only 5 centimeters, but they pack enough poison to fend for themselves. They don't always have those blue rings. Blue rings are a sign that they are about to strike. They have a venom called tetrodotoxin, or TTX, and it's one of the most severe and deadly types of toxin ever found in the ocean. The octopi's salivary glands produce the venom, and the bacteria gets dispersed through their beak. TTX, if you didn't know, can paralyze a human in minutes. Because of that, your body wouldn't get enough oxygen and you could die. Some of these animals are more dangerous than aggressive because they rely on toxins to protect themselves. Tasmanian devils, however, are just fighters. For the longest time, it was a common belief that they would eat humans that wandered into bushes. There are no reports of any devils mauling humans, but they will bite and scratch you if you try to hold them. If anything, there is more evidence that we harm them. At Lake Nitchie in western New South Wales in 1970, a male human skeleton was found wearing a necklace of devil's teeth that would have been from 49 different devils. The skeleton was said to be 7,000 years old, and the necklace must have been much older than the skeleton. Many such necklaces have been found in places like the Devil's Lair in Western Australia and Tower Hill in Victoria, and it's essentially what led to their extinction in mainland Australia. In Tasmania, however, it looks like local Indigenous Australians and devils lived in the same caves. Now, despite the protection law in 1941, the Tasmanian devils remain endangered, not by angry farmers, but by cars. These carrion eaters sometimes venture into roads to grab the roadkill, and cars at night cannot spot the jet black animal and they get run over sometimes. In addition to that, there's a deadly facial tumor disease plaguing the species. It builds up in their mouths and stops them from eating, and they eventually starve to death. It appeared in the late 90s, and we have lost tens of thousands of them to it. Right now, a team of conservationists from the organization Aussie Ark and Chris Hemsworth, yes, the guy who plays Thor, have introduced 26 devils into a national park in eastern New South Wales, marking the first time the endangered species have roamed mainland Australia in 3,000 years. So if you plan on going to see them in zoos or in Tasmania, remember to keep your distance and let them do their thing. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more animal content. Ring that bell so you never miss a video, and we'll see you in the next one.